everyone, welcome again in our video. My name is Eva Sarimanalu and my partner Anissa Pujianti. So in this video, we're gonna talking about human resource accounting and social accounting. So, what is human resource accounting? Human resource accounting, or HRA, has been defined by the American Accounting Association Committee on the Human Resource Accounting as the process of identifying and measuring data about human resources and communicating this information to interested parties. In a literal sense, human resource accounting means accounting for people as an organizational resource. It involves measuring the costs incurred by business firm and other organizations to recruit, select, hire, train, and develop human assets. It involves measure what it would cost to replace an organization's human resources. It also involves measuring the economic value of people to organization. Thus, human resource accounting means measuring the investment made by organization in people, the cost replacing those people, and the value of people to the enterprise. So in this topic, we're gonna talking about history of human resource accounting. The field of human resource accounting has been developing since 1960s. So this is an outgrowth of the convergence of several independent but closely related streams of thought. It is also a response to fundamental metamorphosis of the U.S. post-industrial economic into a service economy. The first one is growing recognition of importance of human asset. So the economic is a process of qualitative transformation from an industrial economic to the service-based economy. And then at the present, we're rapidly becoming a knowledge-based economy. Thus, the economic is increasingly comprised of the white-collar, technical, and professional personnel. The distinctive feature of the emerging economies that there is an increasing emphasis upon human capital, the knowledge, the skill, and experience of people rather than physical capital. And then the second was impetus for development of human resource accounting. Under agricultural and industrial economic structure, the extent of human capital was significantly less than it is today. And then the theories and method of the accounting did not treat either people or investment in people as asset. And then with the increasing importance of human capital at the level of economic as a whole, as well as at a level of individual firm, the great deal of research has been designed to develop concept and method of accounting for people as asset. Human resource accounting has also developed from a parallel tradition in personnel management known as the human resource school. And then in the 1966 annual report of Uni Royal State, our primary resource is people. During the 1960s, this recognition led to both academic research and business development of concept and method of measuring the cost and value of people as an organizational asset, or the field that is today known as a human resource accounting. And then early research in human resource accounting. So there are some research in human resource accounting. So the first experimental in actual organization with the measurement of the value of human resource was done by Eric G. Flumholtz as the basis for his doctoral dissertation. The title is The Theory and Measurement of an Individual's Value to Organization. In his dissertation, Flumholtz developed a theoretical model for the measurement of individuals' value to organization. This model was termed the stochastic reward valuation model. And then subsequent research on human resource accounting. Since the early studies by the Flumholtz, there has been a considerable body of theoretical and empirical research to develop concept, model, and method of accounting for people as organization asset. The field as a whole has come to be known as human resource accounting. So now we are moved to the human resource accounting's managerial role. So a major purpose of human resource accounting is to serve a system for providing measurement of the cost and value of people to an organization. First is acquisition of human resource. The acquisition of human resource involves recruiting, selecting, and hiring people to meet the organization present and expected future manpower needs. The first step in human resource acquisition is to forecast manpower requirements. When they have been forecasted, management must translate it to the personal needs into the personal acquisition budget. This is essentially a process of cost estimation. And then human resource accounting can be useful in the budgeting personal acquisition. It can provide measurement of the standard cost of recruiting, selecting, and hiring people, which can be used to prepare proposed manpower acquisition budget. And then acquisition and development policy. By providing estimates of the current cost to acquire and develop people for various positions, human resource accounting can help management assess the trade-offs between the cost of recruitment from outside and development from within. Thus, it provides the economic information management needs to assist in formulating personal acquisition and development policies. And then allocation of human resource. The allocation of human resource is the process of assigning people to various organization roles and tasks, such as the task to be performed should be completed in the most efficient way, and the management wants to allocate people to jobs that satisfy their needs. Human resource accounting can help quantify the variables involved in the allocation decision and express them in the common denominator of monetary units. And then conservation of human resource. Conservation of human resource is the process of maintaining the capabilities of people as individuals and the effectiveness of human system developed by an organization. An organization must account for its human asset in order to prevent their depletion. Manager must be held accountable for conservation of human resource allocated to them. Human resource accounting can assist management in conserving its human organization by providing an early warning system. It can measure and report social psychological indicators of condition of the human organization. And then next is utilization of human resources. Human resource utilization is the process of using human service to achieve organizational objective. Human resource accounting can help managers effectively and efficiently utilize human resources by providing a paradigm or conceptual framework for human resource utilization. If the aim of human resource management is seen as the optimization of human resource value, then task design, selection, role assignment, development, perform appraisal, and compensation are not merely a set of service functions to be performed. Instead, they are a set of available strategies that can be adopted to change the value of human asset and thus the value of organization as a whole. And then evaluation and reward of human resources. Human resources evaluation is the process of assessing the value of people to an organization. It involves measuring the productivity or performance and promotability of people. And the next is measurement of human resource cost and value. So there is measuring human resource cost and measuring human resource value. The first one is measuring human resource cost. So there are different concepts have been proposed for the measurement of human resource cost. The first one is original cost. So the original cost of human resource refers to the sacrifice that was actually incurred to acquire and develop people. This is analogous to concept of original cost for the other asset. For example, the original cost of plant and equipment is the cost incurred to acquire these resources. And then replacement cost. The replacement cost of human resource refers to the sacrifice that would have to be incurred today to replace human resources presently employed. For example, if an individual were to leave an organization, costs would have to be incurred to require, select, and train a replacement. And then opportunity cost. The opportunity cost of human resource refers to the value of human resources in their most favorable alternative use, although nominally a cost concept. This notion, human resource cost, is closely related to the idea of human resource value. And then measuring human resource value. In developing human resource accounting, both non-monetary and monetary measure of value of people have been proposed. So there is a monetary measurement of human. It is more like explain effectiveness of human system and the organization as a whole. And the monetary measurement of human value, it's more talk about measurement human value directly, while others are intended surrogate or proxy measures. And then a continuum of human resource accounting system. Different organizations require different degrees of human resource accounting capability. One firm may require not only the most rudimentary system, while only the most advanced capability might satisfactory for another company. Similarly, the human resource accounting capability appropriate for a firm on one stage may be quite inadequate at the later stage. So the human resource accounting system. So there is some system. The first one is what system 1, human resource accounting capability possesses most to the personal system that are prerequisite to the implementation of human resource accounting. And then second one, system. The second system is the human resource planning function incorporates an estimate of the cost, requirement, and training. And then the third system, there is an intermediate human resource accounting capability. The efficiency of the overall human resource management process is based on the comparison of the budget and actual personnel cost, and explanation variance are required. And then human resource accounting system. Fourth, an organization with this system capability has an advanced human resource accounting system. Under this system, the organization account for value of group or people, but not individuals. And then the fifth system represents total human resource accounting capability. Human resource planning is based on the stochastic rewards valuation model and simulation of effects of overall corporate plans on human resource value are performed. So that's all about the topic. The first topic is human resource accounting.
Okay, We will continue the other material with me and Pujanti, that is social accounting. First of all, we have to know what is social accounting and what is the scope from this social accounting. Social accounting means identifying, measuring, and reporting on the relationship between business and its environment. The business environment includes natural resources, the community in which it operates, the people it employs, its customers, competitors, and other firms that group which deal with it. And the reporting process can be both internal and external. Okay, the current accounting or this accounting as usual, we set as traditional accounting or conventional accounting. Compared with the social accounting in their field of duty to the society, the traditional accounting or conventional accounting just produce and distribute goods and services to the society. But the social accounting model is incorporating the effects of the firm's activity to the society. But this conventional accounting right now, also some of them have applied social accounting, but the others have not implied the social accounting. And then, what is the scope of social accounting? The scope of it includes net income contribution, human research contribution, public contributions, environmental contribution, product and services contribution. And then the social accounting also has objectives. The objectives are below. The first is to identify and measure the contribution of a firm towards the society. Firms' strategies are consistent or not with social priorities. And then the third is to make available and relevant information about the firm's goals, programs, performance, and use of scarce resources. And the last objective is to quantify and properly present the social costs and benefits of an enterprise. And then the historical background of social accounting. Social accounting is concerned with the identification and measurement of social benefit and social costs, with the concepts that are usually ignored by traditional accountants. To understand the development of social accounting, one must know how social benefit and costs have been treated in the past. For our purpose, social benefits and costs will be defined as negative and positive effects of economic development, industrialization, and technological changes. And the background is come from the study in early 19th thousand of ACP and other economists tried to include social benefits and costs in the new classical model of microeconomic theory. Their efforts, social benefits and costs were considered anomalies and were, for the most part, ignored the majority of economics. Advances have been made, however, the analysis, measurement, and presentation of social benefit cost issues. But today, although the outside of mainstream economic theory, environmental economics and natural resource management are viable subdisciplines within economics. And the next study is come from the basic accounting model. The basic accounting model for both financial and managerial purposes use microeconomics theory to determine what to include or exclude from accounting calculations. Social benefits and costs, therefore, have been traditionally ignored by accounting theorists and practitioners. Some of the mass movement of the 1960s, especially those dedicated to making government and business more responsive to society needs, were responsible for focusing attention on social costs and benefits. And the next is from the civil rights movements, which coalesced in the early 1960s and resulted in the passage of civil rights legislation in 1964, had a major impact on both government and business. Government was affected because voters include more people from the minority group, which made legislators more conscious of the needs of this new constituent. Furthermore, the federal government had to enforce the new laws and place itself and in adversarial position with state and local governments, especially in regard to school desegregation. Business was also affected because discrimination in hiring and promotion became illegal and affirmative action became a means of righting past wrong. And the next comes from the women's movement, that was analogous to the civil rights movement in the sense that it produced new voting pressure on government and new hiring and promotion procedures in the workplace. Because women are included in affirmative action enforcement of civil rights laws, they have been making inroads the business similar to those minority groups. And then next come from environmental movement. As more people become aware of the effects of industrialization on the quality of air, water, and land, federal and state legislation was passed to protect these natural resources and control the disposal of toxic waste. The law set standards for pollution emission and imposed fines for violating them. Businesses were asked to control pollution emission and to work with federal and state officials to develop and implement pollution reduction plans. And the next comes from the consumer rights movement. The consumer rights movement spurred on the Rob Nader and other activists, consumer groups attempt to make business and their products more responsive to customer needs. And attempts were made to have dangerous or unhealthy products rendered less harmful or taken off the market. And then this historical background also includes the corporate response. The corporate response prior to the 1960s, several companies had been considered as good citizens. They earned this reputation by producing quality products, treating workers with respect, contributing to the community, or helping the needy. Since the 1960s, many other companies that previously notched that for their sensitivity to social need become more socially responsive. And the management may have realized that their firms were part of the community, that for the company to survive, the community must be a healthy place to live and work, and that people need the financial security to buy the company's product. Also, being responsive to the social need was good public relation and would probably be profitable in the long run. On the other hand, many companies and industry associations fought to change the new federal regulations or tried to undermine them through non-compliance. In this case, because management might have felt that some regulation like the environmental protection laws and OSHA would have negative economic effects on their companies because the cost of compliance were not worth with the business. And then also includes the response of accounting profession. Although accounting academicians and practitioners had discussed how their profession could contribute to corporate social responsibility prior to the movement of the 1960s, major progress in this area was made from the late 1960s to the middle 1970s, with the passage of legislation establishing government social programs such as Head Start and CETA. Some accountants felt that they should apply their expertise to determine the program's effectiveness. And in summary, the early social accounting literature stated that the accountants are needed to generate data on corporate responsibility and that constituents other than the firm exist that would be interested in this area. This early literature was not concerned with identifying, measuring, and reporting social data. Subsequently, the literature developed a theoretical framework for social accounting, including reporting SAM and actual social audits. These activities will be described later, and then however, the reader should be aware that despite a major work in identifying the reporting social accounting data, the field is still in the infancy, and that social accounting is not universally accepted as a field by academicians and practitioners. so that it make the social accounting difficult to progress, because for every two step forward the field must take a step backward and explain itself again. But as accountant we have to imply and develop the social accounting. And then the next material is about accounting for social costs and benefits. The basis theory of social accounting comes from A.C. Peugeot's 1938 analysis of social cost and benefit. Whereas C. Peugeot was a new classical economist who introduced a notion of social costs and benefits to microeconomics in 1920. And then we have to know here is the difference between social benefits and private benefits. That an appropriate social benefit can be divided into external economies, such as the smell from a bakery, and the consumer surplus element, the difference between the price consumer actually pay and what they are willing to pay. And similar analysis can be made concerning cost. To Peugeot, social costs consist of all costs of making a product, regardless who pays them. Costs paid by producers are called private costs. And then the divergence between the social costs and private costs called uncompensated. Social costs can be caused by manufacturers. A firm that pollutes is putting a cost on society, embarrassing society for that cost. This is called an external diseconomy, a situation in which a worker incurs an occupational disease for which the workers is not fully compensated, can be labeled as an exploitation of the factors of production. And then this accounting for social costs and benefits is include first theory for social accounting that come from A.C. Peugeot that have told before, and then also theory from K.V. Ramanathan. K.V. Ramanathan developed a theoretical framework for accounting for social costs and benefit from the A.C. Peugeot. There are two major problems with Ramanathan approach. First is, in order to determine the net contribution to society, some type of value system has to be posited. Has been posited. And then the second major problem concern is measurement. It's difficult to quantify a number of the items that would be included in a statement of the net contribution of society. And then the measurement. One of the major reasons for the slow progress of social accounting has been the difficulty in measuring contribution and detriments. This is a three-step process. The first is we can determining what constitutes a social cost and benefit, and then we can attempting to quantify all relevant items and placing a dollar value on the final amount. And then the third is determining social costs and benefits. Deciding what is a social cost and benefit is not a trivial problem. It involves not only a precise definition of social cost and benefit, but an understanding of various value systems. A number of sums for categorizing events that cause social costs and benefits to arise have been discussed in this literature, from the study of Ernest and Ernest 1978 found that disclosure were related to X subject. The first is environment, and then energy, fair business practices, human research, community involvement, products, and others factors. And then also this is include to quantification of the costs and benefits. Once the activities that give rise to social costs and benefits are determined and particular detriments or contribution are identified, the effects on people can be calculated. This can be categorized as either direct or indirect. And then to measure a detriment, we need information about the key variables of time and effects. The time is some event that produce social costs takes several years to cause an effect. In this case of asbestos exposure at a given level of dust, a worker must work about 8 years to contract asbestos. It's like example. And then effects is people can be impacted economically, physically, psychologically, and socially by various detriments. To measure the social cost, it's necessary to identify the loss and quantify of them. From the effect, is include about the economic costs. That costs are composed of uncompensated medical and hospital bills, lost productivity, and income loss suffered by the worker. And then physical loss. Workers contracting an asbestos-related disease will suffer from shortness of breath and the possibility of premature death. And then psychological loss. Although many psychological maladies can occur from contracting an asbestos, as the example cases of our study today is related to the disease, we will discuss the worker may feel inadequate and become desperate from losing the income producing role in the family, and then being unable to perform physically activity, and then knowing that may be immense. And then about the social loss. Within the worker family, role change may occur as a result of the disease. The family may be traumatized, that is breakups. Numerous other negative social consequences are possible. The present value of all these effects must somehow be calculated. Okay, we move to the next subtitle is about reporting of social performance. Reporting of social performance is a social accounting framework has not yet been fully developed, and there are serious measurement problems concerning cost and benefit. Even so, a number of authors have advocated that firms report their social accounting performance both internally and externally. Various reporting approaches have been discussed in the social accounting literature. They include social auditing, social reports, and social disclosure in annual reports. We will discuss one by one. Come from social auditing. A social audit measures and reports the economic, social, and environmental impacts of socially oriented programs and regular company operation. There are several ways to do this. One successful strategy begins by developing an inventory of activities that have had social impacts. Although production of such an inventory sounds simple, in reality it can be quite difficult. One suggested tactic is to ask the firm managers to make up a list of activities with social consequence. After that list is produced, the social auditor then tries to assess and measures the impacts. And then social audits benefit companies by making managers aware of the social consequence of some of their action. This may be accomplished even if impacts cannot be quantified. Also, such audits can cause managers to try improve their performance in social areas by developing social performance plan and performance mission based on such plans. And then the next is social reports. Separate external reports describing the firm's relationship with the community have been issued by many U.S. foreign firms. The U.S. firm issuing this report include Northern Company, First National Banks, Minneapolis, and First Peninsula Bank. Companies' usual practice, however, is to disclose social information in the annual report to shareholders. Alternative reporting formats for presenting the social report have been proposed by both academicians and practitioners. And then disclosure in annual reports. Many firms issue annual reports to shareholders containing some items of social information. Ernst and Ernst did an actual survey of social disclosure made by the top 800 industrial firms in their annual report from 1971 until the 1978. But since most social information disclosed by firms in annual reports is voluntary and selective, however, it can be argued that is of questionable value and that one cannot assess the social performance by any U.S. firm based on its annual report. But nowadays, far from the 1916, in this 2000 eras, many or most of the company has made the disclosure to their social information report in their annual reports, suggest that we can find out in the annual report of the listed company in IDX or Bursa Efek Indonesia, for the example. And then development abroad. The main course of many different reporting models is to achieve society satisfaction of the company referred. Even though they have so many different models around the world, like the European reporting model, the Dutch reporting model, and then also US reporting model. This different is just have one objective is to achieve social satisfaction of the company reports to the social accounting. And then current research of the social accounting. Research in social accounting has been fairly extensive and has focused on numerous subjects ranging from the development of a theoretical framework to surveying potential users of social accounting data. And then current academic research, however, is primarily concerned with the usefulness of social accounting data for investors. And then if it can be shown that investor will use this data as part of their information set in making investment decision, this would be a strong justification for generating and disseminating social accounting information. And then studies concerning the usefulness of social information to investors can be divided into two main areas. The first area is surveys of potential investor, and the second is empirical test of the market effects of social accounting disclosures. Some investors seem interested in certain aspects of social accounting information, but others are not. From the standpoint of making major progress of social accounting, the most critical outstanding problem area probably is that of measurement. Theoretically, empirically, and pragmatic research need to be done on this subject. As long as people believe that social accounting attempts to describe phenomena that for the most part cannot be measured, it will not be taken seriously as a discipline. But all the company over the world in logically have to make the social accounting the disclosure or responsibility to their annual reports to satisfy the society about their companies itself. And then the social accounting also benefits the company, not just the society, because if the society knows all of the company performance as well, so that the society can increase their belief or their company can increase their belief to that company itself. Okay, we think that's all from our material that have to present today. Right now, if you have any topic want to discuss, just tell in the comment on this YouTube channel. Thank you for your attention and have a next day. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.